Damn, Brian. I was muted the whole time, huh, guys? The whole time I hopped on and was yapping. Nobody said anything. Andrew said good afternoon. You guys just let me be muted all the way through the intro. Damn. All right. Hold on. We're running it back real quick. There we go. Welcome back to the show. Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's one of those days we're starting out with the mute on. Welcome. This is Real Deal Futures. If you're new, my name is Zach. Make sure you view what's on the screen before we jump onto the charts on this beautiful Thursday, July 24th. Let me run the whole thing. Let me see if I can run the whole thing back without laughing. Remember, guys, trading's risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a recommendation or a suggestion to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for me to be transparent about that, for you to understand that, and for you to do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Now, let's hop on the charts. Thank you, Brian, for letting me know that I was muted. If I'm ever muted, guys, and you see me like yapping away, somebody give me the heads up in chat, please. We're taking a look at the Project X platform here on Top 1 Futures. I've got a 7-pack of straight-to funded Sim Pro accounts that I'm working my way out of some drawdown on. We're going to be looking at ES here, the S&P futures contract. This is the 1-minute time frame. It's 9:35 a.m. Eastern. Markets are open. Good morning, chat. Welcome back to the show. Scott, what's up? Aaron, what's up? Nurbo, what's up? Go Run CH. Brian, Andrew, what's happening? What's up from Switzerland? What's happening? I'm headed to Switzerland pretty soon. Not too long. Going on a nice trip to Switzerland. Wolf, what is up? It's the day before Don't F It Up Friday, so don't F it up today also. Be careful. Yeah, trade safe. Trade your plan. Apps, what's up? What's happening? So we're going to look at this chart in just a second, guys. Bear with me. I realized I was muted, but I'm realizing something else. Bear with me, guys. Be right back. Chat, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Letting the market open up as I usually do. A little bit behind the ball here, but we're gonna make it work. Let's settle in. Let's look at the daily. Let's get warmed back up. Let's get focused. That's important, right? We don't want to be coming into the market forgetting stuff. Mike's muted. Not knowing what we got going on. So, taking a look at what we had yesterday, man. Classic pump into the afternoon on some news. Consolidation on the daily chart that we've been looking at, which I really like to zoom out to. Talk about this often. I like to start on the daily chart, get a view for what's going on. We started to crack this upside after sweeping this low, and we did get a nice push. Came and traded the 6400s here in ES, man. Big round psychological number here on this futures contract. Not surprised that we found some resistance there, right? We found some sellers there, but really nice big bullish candle pushed in the upside on the daily chart. We zoom out on the 15-minute, not to the 15-minute. We take a look at what this looks like. Consolidated here in the overnight session, right? We sold off a bit, chopped back and forth around. Now we're kind of deciding if we want to just continue this drive higher, open up, and run it long into Friday. News next week, not too much the rest of this week. We got past unemployment today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Not a whole lot of reaction out of that. We can see what happened in the overnight session. Kind of choppy. No trade for me on MNQ. Was talking about MNQ trades yesterday. Woke up about 5 o'clock. Alarm went off. We were right at VWAP. Where are we at? Were we at VWAP? 5 o'clock? Yeah. Right at VWAP at 5 o'clock. Near that on MNQ, right? These were pretty similar today. Sold off a little bit, and I looked at a play back towards VWAP, but didn't grab anything. Just looked like it would be kind of consolidating, which it was. Did come up and sweep a high here. This wouldn't have been a pullback far enough on MNQ to get me into anything. So looking at the open here, opened up to the upside, a little bit of a drive higher, right back to VWAP, and now we are starting to sell off here. Got a lot on the book right down here, right below price we're coming into, almost 600 on the book right here. Down below price a little bit further, overnight low 63.91. Yeah, we got a nice stack of orders to the downside here. I could see us selling off and looking for a buy. Really running the same play that I ran the last 2 days. If you go back and watch the live stream, put some profit in my accounts the last couple days here. Buying the dip, right? Just waiting for a pullback, nice aggressive pullback, wait for a level of structure on the chart, an area of interest off of Bookmap where we got some liquidity. Now today, I'll pull up Bookmap in a minute. We got quite a bit coming all the way down. So I've been utilizing the 15-minute chart more and more because we got some big movements going on. Got some pretty nice large movements going on. And I got to zoom out just to get a feel for where we might head. So if I was going to place I really don't need a zone there. If I was going to throw a zone down here off of market structure, price action, volume, it would be right around here, right? Really where we broke above, retested middle of the day yesterday, coming off of this high, and it's a nice high volume node right here, right into the 6370s. Now that would be the bottom. Lines up really cleanly with Bookmap, which I'm going to show you right now. That would be the bottom of some liquidity on Bookmap. So let's take a quick look. Making sure, now I'm like traumatized. I'm making sure my mic is not muted. I'll show you guys Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. If you want to check Bookmap out, I'll throw this link in the chat in a minute. But if you take a look to the downside where I'll be looking for some buys, I think we can come through this liquidity, all of these levels right here. Maybe the 75s hold up. That's a pretty nice stack right there. But if you look past the 70s, there's not a whole lot, right? We start to drop off, gets a little bit dark until we get all the way down to the 350s. That would be a large move. So if I was looking maybe where we might find some buyers in this market, if we pulled back, which we don't have to, I would be marking out the 70s. This area, right, not just off of Bookmap, lines up with price action and market structure. It was the high, the big high that we put in before we turned around on a dime on the 21st. We found some sellers there. We broke and retested and pushed to the upside yesterday. It's a high area of volume, right? We've consolidated there a little bit. We've done some business. That's an area to the downside that I'd be looking at. That's my area of interest. Above that would just be way up here, right? If I wanted to try an aggressive long and say, hey, I don't think we're going to sweep all the way down here, long off the 90s with a 10-point stop loss, right? Just anticipating that we maybe fill these orders right here, crack down here real quick, sweep overnight low, push to the upside, right? I could see that happening. We are very bullish after yesterday, pushing all-time highs, right? Here we are back to the 6400s, and we could take off to the upside, right? Just continue to drive higher. If you're looking long, I think a sweep out of the overnight low is not a bad play. Or maybe, long now, right? Back through VWAP with a stop loss way below overnight low. Conversely, if we sweep this high, if we sweep yesterday's high and overnight high, we come up into the 6410s, let's say, I'm going to look short. I'm going to short that all-time high like a psychopath and look for a play back down to come and fill these orders. If they don't fill, maybe to sweep overnight low, kind of chop around a little bit. That's my initial trade setup. look at the chart again here. Setting a couple of things up on TradingView where I got a live account loaded up on the side. Take a look at that. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Here. Chat. Add it back up. We are ready to roll. Chart back up. All right, let's see what we get. Again, just framed out what I'm looking for. Areas of interest on the chart, up past this prior day high, overnight high level for a potential short. Dicey play, but I will pull it if we start to push right now. Overnight low, maybe just a sweep of this consolidation to look long, down here to like the 90s, right? Like I said, trades off the 63.90s. I could see that. Below that, I'd be looking, much lower into the 70s. I think that would be the last spot down here, maybe where we find some buyers before bouncing if we got a big move like that. But we are through some news. I don't know that we get that. We got new home sales coming up at 10 a.m. That could be interesting. That could provide some volatility. But we got through our 8:30 a.m. news, and here we are back up to the highs, man. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna short this if we sweep it. That's gonna be my play. Let's see what happens here. But as always, appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me, seeing if we can make some progress in these markets. Yeah, I'd probably have to wait for a little bit of a crack above if I was really gonna look short on this. I think the 15s, the 64 15s, wouldn't be a bad spot. We do have some liquidity past the 10s up there. The 25 is a decent stack too. This could be a little interesting if we start to crack above. We'll see. I'm going to apply some discretion, but we would have to at least get up above the that prior day high level, go and trade out like the 64 10s for me to look short on this. Back down towards VWAP, below that 6400 level. Let's see what we get. Driving higher. All-time highs. Pushing all-time highs here. Going to trade towards these 64 10s. Let's see, guys. I'm gonna look to short this. This is it's an aggressive play. I'm gonna stay and get my face ripped off to the upside here. I'd rather be long than short, but I gotta take my opening setup. I'm going to wait for these 10s to be traded and see if we look like we're just going to hold and drive right towards the 15s. Ooh. We're going to turn here. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the 15s. That's at least going to give me a stop. Way out there into the 25s, where if we just take off like a rocket, I'm dead wrong. But this might be a play off of the 10s. I think we got a little more in it. So I'm going to apply my discretion here to wait a little bit longer, see if we can't get those 15s. Yeah, this is a dicey play to short this. I want to wait for a further pop to the upside to see if we're going to come back down on it. Give me a little bit wider of a stop loss. I don't want one right here. I'd like one up here, way out here. But watching volume, watching order flow, seeing if this one makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a minute here, guys. See if we can't get the 15s. That's where I'm gonna look aggressively for a short and look to play this. We turn back in. And this wouldn't have been a bad trade off the 64.10s, but CVD's holding up. We got liquidity right above price. This is just not a great looking play. It's a sweep of prior day high and overnight high. Maybe we come right back in like we're starting to here, but not really getting volume to line up for me on this one. So I'm waiting. I'm going to prefer to wait on this. At least for a little bit better of a price to get in. This way, if I'm wrong, I'm dead wrong. I say, GG, market, good game, and I'll see you tomorrow. So let's see what we get here. All-time highs are hard to trade. No footing either way. Yeah, all-time highs are tough, dude. I mean, I think you either love it or hate it. You know, if you're long only and you just love just finding a way in long and hanging on, I don't think it can be a bad play. Got swept away. I think I'm back. What's up, Scott? Emmanuel, what's up? Where did you go in Switzerland? I didn't go yet. I'm going soon. But we're planning to run all over the place. All over the place. Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Yeah, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here on ES. Buy high, sell higher. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, it's you know, these markets are not favoring hitting the short button. And I do recognize that. I see it in my data. My adjustment to that is to be a little bit cautious, just to take a look and really make sure I got a clean setup, which is why on something like this, I'm waiting where we might sell off pretty aggressively, but I'm waiting for really what I need, which is a lot of liquidity to be taken out, not much above, maybe volume to start to pick up, sell side, and look like we're really going to drop back in. Looks like we might get it up here, starting to turn back down. We danced around back at prior day high, overnight high. We're back here again. We'll see if we start to turn back down on this one. Again, 715 on the book at 63.96 all the way back down in here. So I love that for a target to the downside. But the 15s having a nice stack of orders on it before in pre-market that has really stayed there and looking thick now through the 410s, the 12.5s, like that's really close to price. And we got up here, CVD picked up. We really haven't seen it drop off too much. Price action looking like we want to drift lower. So maybe off the 10s would have been a good play, but I'm going to be like really, I'm going to have a lot of conviction if I'm going to short all-time highs. It's going to be off of a clear level that I really want to short. That's my play. Let's see what we get today, guys. Let's see what we get. Yeah, 10 a.m. news coming. Good call. We've got orange folder, medium impact news coming. Let's go YM. Nice. Brian's trading YM. Andrew, what's up? What's going on, guys? What is happening, chat? We do have 10 a.m. news coming. Maybe we don't get that drive. Maybe we get a pop up on that news. Could make this a little bit difficult to trade. I'm going to watch. We did get the sell off, man. Those 410s would have been nice. So far. We'll see if that really follows through. Nice little dip. 410s again, where we had some liquidity, 5 points off of that level. Nothing crazy, but that would have been showing a little bit of profit. Wouldn't have been enough. We'll see if we continue down towards these 96s. Back down to where we got a nice stack of orders. Looks like we want to. Oh, look at that. Applied a little bit of discretion, right? Waited really for a lot of liquidity up there to get taken out. We did hit a level that was sitting up there, and it looks like we are diving right back down to VWAP. If you got short on this, my thought would be the 96s where we got a nice stack of orders. Some have actually come off that, but that's some nice volume to the downside there. At this point, 5 minutes to some news. Going to be waiting on that to come in. That's going to be the game plan. Let's see. Got about 4 minutes to some news. Nothing crazy. Could be dicey, right? We had another one this week really create a pretty big reaction, something that I wasn't expecting a larger reaction from. So we'll have to see how this one comes in. Still coming back down. Yeah, let's see. It's going to be new home sales. That is the news that's coming up real quick. 10 a.m. new home sales. Got about 3 minutes to that. Not too much for the rest of the week. 8:30 a.m. we got some orange folder, and then next week we definitely have some news on the book. FOMC, and then coming into Friday. Coming into Friday. End of the month, we also have that tariff deadline. I don't pay too much attention to the fundamentals. I just don't find it too helpful trading the futures on the low time frames. Like to be nice and technical about it, but that's been a massive market mover over the last few weeks, few months. So I think that could really drive some volatility. That end of next week, I think, could really get dicey. Let's see what ES has got for us on this news. As always, guys, appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for being here. You like what you see. You appreciate hanging out. You like hanging out. You want a community. Feel free. Hit like. Hit subscribe. I'm here almost every damn day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. 100% free. I also run a free Discord. More than happy to have you guys in the free Discord if you're not already. Link down below this video. Links everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna see what we get here, man. Bounced off, came right back down near VWAP, bounced to the upside. Interested to see where we go on news here. Do we crack higher really aggressively? Again, I'm still looking. We've got about a minute and a half. I'm still looking potentially short off of a level of liquidity up here. Longs, maybe we sweep overnight low, but I think if we start to sell off out of this area, this could get kind of dicey. This could get a little dicey to the downside, so I'll buy a dip, but I want to see a pretty nice dip on it. Let's see. 60 seconds to some medium impact news. Nothing too crazy, but we'll see what we get on this bad boy. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, guys? All right, let's see. About 10 seconds to some red folder news. You can see some of the liquidity drying up on the book. Interested to see if we get a pop up here or if we sell off, or if it's just a big nothing burger. Sometimes we just get nothing on these. Not too much so far. Nothing? Nothing, maybe? Maybe a whole lot of nothing. Let's give this a second to give this market a second to digest that, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot out of that initial first 30 seconds. Interesting, interesting, interesting. This looks like we want to try this drive back up higher for now, but it's on pretty low volume. I think we might come back into this range today, man. I don't know that we just blast off. Not that that speculation really matters. I'm going to react to what the market throws in front of me, and right now it's another push higher. I would have loved to see that without this. Let's see what happens as we come up near these 410s again. Yeah, watching Bookmap on this. Yeah, I think we're coming. Yeah, we are coming back right back down in. Yeah, kind of in wait and see mode here, chat. Want to see what we got going on. Nothing really screaming at me. Looks like we want to try for the all-time high and keep pushing. Maybe I'm looking at this short. Call me crazy. I'm looking at this short. I don't know that we come up here. I just don't. I really would love for this to fill. We got liquidity here on Bookmap. It's just not clean to take it up here, but I like this short actually. I don't think we have buyers up here that want to drive it higher right now. I think we want to pull back down and go check out some lower prices through VWAP. Go and fill those 96s. It's just not super great for me to throw a stop loss up here. Mm. Yeah, hemming and hawing on this one because it's just not super clean. I think I got to wait. I got an indication of what may happen, but it's just really not a super duper clean setup. Interesting to see NQ selling off, YM pushing to the upside. Divergence out of all of these, not very correlated today. Not terribly out of sync, but NQ all the way down back around those lows. Looking at ES, just creating uptrend structure. YM looking pretty strong. So I'd like to see. I'd really like to see this liquidity get taken if I'm going to try a short on this. Again, I want to be dead wrong, right? I don't like to get short on something like this up here, and because this is just a frustrating situation, right? Where we just kind of like we do one of these, right? And I got short right here. We crack to the upside real quick, and we come back down in. I like to get short up here. I don't know that we come up here though. I'm watching this on Bookmap. Not a ton of buyers looking to take it higher. I'm waiting for the 15s. I got to wait for around the 15s, at least back through the 10s, and the 412.5. We got some liquidity up there, at least back through that level to look at this bad boy short. Let's see. Yeah, Kingpin calling for all-time highs. Looks like I'm waiting for afternoon again. I got back to even yesterday. If I had a nickel for every trading system out there, yep. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with waiting. If your setup's not here, it's not showing up. Nothing wrong with staying patient. That's important to be able to do. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got, chat. Right back up here to the 410s, looking at maybe some liquidity getting taken to the upside here. This looks like a pop to the upside for about 5 points. Long on the pullback, maybe that's the play, but I'm still waiting to trade from the extremes on this one. I want to see what it looks like if we get up here right around the 15s. Yeah, this is interesting. This is kind of interesting structure that we're seeing here. Let's see. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. I will throw a couple things up on the screen here. We got multiple 50K accounts getting given away from Top 1 Futures here every week. 50K straight to funded accounts, live on stream. No purchase necessary. You guys hop on. You got a chance to win. More than happy to support you guys, supporting me, supporting the channel. Random days, random times, form drops live on stream. You guys get a chance to fill it out, and we pick someone live here. Multiple every week. You don't have to ask me when they are. Like I said, it's random days, random times. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures yourself, we got these two deals ending, I think, tomorrow at midnight, Friday at midnight, before maybe they roll something out for next week. But they got 45% off with code RDF, straight to funded Sim Pro and Challenge accounts. 30% off of the OG accounts, the end of day trailing drawdown, standard instant funded accounts. You can copy trade up to 3 of those bad boys, up to 7 of the other ones. You guys want to check that out? Link is in the chat. Oh, gnarly turn down. Gnarly turn down on this one. Yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting. I don't love this structure for a short. Again, like I said, was like eyeballing it up here. Just not a great spot to throw a stop right here. Had the indication that maybe we don't jump, but told myself, got to wait for a level that I'm looking at to get hit before I really try this bad boy. So that's what I'm doing. This looks like we're going to start to sell off here. Nice momentum. If you're a momentum trader, this looks like a move to the downside. 96s are a pretty clean target here, unless we just keep pulling back down, finding buyers, and we go blast off higher, right? This is still uptrend structure. We did put a lower high in here, not really until we come back down and put a lower low in and break this low. If you're really looking to be technical about it, but interesting to see. Kind of choppy so far, but overall uptrend structure, testing these highs, prior day high, overnight high, trying to break higher. I think we consolidate. I just think we chop around, we go back down and, check out some lows. But I need a short to get me into that, especially if I'm going to short off all-time highs. So nothing yet. Nothing yet. What's the difference between Bookmap and the DOM on Project X? Bookmap is just, first off, the DOM across, well, let me clarify this. The information that we all see when it comes to level 2 data, we should all, MBO data, we should all be able to see the exact same thing, regardless of the tool that we're using, right? The information's the same because we're all trading on one centralized exchange. For example, with ES, it's the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? When I put an order in a live account, limit sell at a certain price for 10 lots of ES, that should immediately pop up across everybody's DOM. So the difference between what Bookmap is it's just the way that it displays it, right? It's a depth of market because you have price and then quantity of orders, buy and sell side. Bookmap just displays that as a heat map. That's the cool piece of Bookmap. But you can get the same information from a traditional DOM. The DOM on Project X, if you don't have level 2 data, which Top 1 Futures doesn't offer, we've all requested it multiple times, should be coming soon. But if you just have what's called top of book, for example, or just what's provided, it's only a few price levels up and a few price levels down. So you don't get to scroll out and maybe see, 50 points away from price, we have 300 on the book up there, right? So that would be a difference. That would be a difference. But as far as using a depth of market, using a traditional DOM, right, an order book, the ladder, it's referred to by a bunch of different slang terms. You can whatever one you want to read, right? There's plenty of different order flow softwares out there. Bookmap is a really popular one because it displays it in a heat map, and like a candlestick chart, it tracks historical liquidity, right? A traditional DOM, depth of market, it's just moving back and forth quickly, right? It's showing you real-time live market data only. And as orders fill to the upside and downside, you just watch that happen in real time. Bookmap, it prints, right? It continues to print. You have an area that shows you the live liquidity and the current order book itself. Maybe there's a whole bunch of other tools on Bookmap as well, right? Volume profiles and a million different other tools. But at its core, that's what we're looking at. And that can be helpful for watching throughout the day and then maybe reviewing, right? What happened as we came up into this big stack of 500 lots on the book sell side, right? If you're not watching it happen in real time, and oftentimes it happens really fast, you have to be really paying attention to it. So Bookmap can be cool that way. Again, there's other, look at this sell-off, man. This is what I was looking for, but didn't take it off the 10s. Yeah, 10 would have been beautiful. But yeah, there's other software out there that does it. Bookmap, you see a lot of guys use it. A lot of traders, guys and girls use it because it's popular that way. It's just a cool platform. It's a nice, easy to read tool. That's the way that I look at it. So I hope that helps. But either way, remember, if you're going to use a DOM, you want level 2 data. You want full, MBO data. And you subscribe to that from different data providers. Sometimes it's directly through whatever platform you're using. They provide it, right? Data providers like Rhythmic, DXFeed, Bookmap has their own data, Bookmap data. Yeah, So anyway, hope that helps. Hope that helps. We said bullish structure still. Why I'm rocketing back up. Early morning highs. Yeah, man. Voted for top one futures. Nice. Difference between Bookmap. We talked about that. That's twice the quick drop has missed my order at 64.01.5. Tom, that's frustrating. The three sisters are not getting along this morning. Yeah, I'm assuming you mean NQ, ES, and YM. Yeah, all over the place. What's NQ doing now? Just selling off? Yeah, it was chopping and it broke through lows. So I was watching this level on the book all morning. This 96 is 96 and a half, 96 is where we got a nice stack of orders. CVD dropped right off. Again, I just didn't feel that we were going to continue the upside. Wanted a short up here. The 64.10 would have been beautiful. Just not my day, unfortunately. Waited as we came back up. I did want this short again down here. This looked pretty good. That would have paid. Just not really a setup for me, right? I would be jumping in early, and if this came up to the 415s, I would be watching it saying, that's your entry, right? If we don't do that, I don't get what I need to structure risk in a way that really makes sense to me. And the market's going to move, whether or not I press the buy or sell button, and you got to watch what happens afterwards. So long way of saying I'm not in anything, and I don't have an immediate setup forming. I want to see what happens as we start to sell off here. Through with VWAP on some volume. Now, do we continue? 96s, man, big stack of orders, not a ton below that. I'm interested long, honestly, on a sweep down here below session lows. I want to see what this looks like long. Kind of dicey now that we sold off on a nice little double top sweeping highs. If we consolidate, if we don't sell off, maybe we just chop here around VWAP, but that's not a beautiful risk structure either. We got overnight low down there. I don't want to have a stop right at overnight low. 10-point stop for me would put me close to that. So this is going to be wait and see, but that's okay. That's okay. Tagged and stopped almost immediately. Fun. Oh God. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, Tom. That's part of the game, man. It's part of the game. Yeah, selling off. Let's see if we go and tag this and what we get down here. Damn, man, them shorts would have paid. Just not my setup, unfortunately. Close. Really close, but not it. Close, but no cigar. right back up on this bad boy. Bounced off that level. So we got real close to those 96s. We traded down to the 96 and a half, and we bounced, man. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not dying to get involved. I'm gonna try to not get myself chopped up here as we come back and forth across VWAP. Not nearly enough for a short or long for me. So I'm in wait and see mode. This market's I really like the comment. I read it. This market's been in seek and destroy mode, and like the way that it's been moving, which can be cool if you trade off the extremes. For some of the stuff that I trade, it hasn't been too bad. But it's been pretty wild to work with. You know, we get rapid movement on headlines. We get crazy corrections during NYSE session. It's been a wild ride for sure. I've traded not for as long as many others, but for quite a while now, right? I'm about 6 years in the markets. I've been watching the U.S. indices really intently for the last few years, since November of last year, and really into summer. It's just been crazy, man. These markets are an absolutely wild ride. It seems like very quickly everything that we know and love about technical analysis can just go right out the window, and everything can be just disrespected completely. Price action, market structure, volume, everything just goes nuts. So structure your risk, put a stop loss in, wait patiently to take good trades. I mean, these are the things that I tell myself ahead of getting into the markets in the morning. Really remembering the wildness of these markets and saying, wait patiently, wait for your setup to come, and then execute without hesitation or reservation, in the wise words of Mark Douglas. Back to the top. Yeah, that's what it looks like, man. Not a ton of volume behind this, so I really don't know. I don't. This is like, we got a nice bullish bar here coming off these lows. We got close to the 96s, but I'm not in a long position here at all, or looking to get long. Back through VWAP on this, but I don't see it. It's not convincing to me at all. We've really failed to move higher so far, coming back down to VWAP. We swiped down really low. We didn't sweep this low. We didn't fill liquidity down here. We pushed back up to VWAP with some force, but not on a lot of volume, right? And the way that I read CVD nowadays, cumulative volume delta, right? The delta buy versus sell volume, I think, is a really nice, easy read as kind of what's going on as price continues to move on low time frames, especially early in the morning off the open. We didn't jump on that. We really didn't jump back up. So we may go and just start a slow grind to the upside. I think we come lower on this. Like, gun to my head, I'd be short. If you said you got to run something wide, we're gonna come outside of this. You gotta target an area. I'm going short, stop loss way out here, targeting to move lower. Most of the time, I would just pick long. Just U.S. indices would just pick long. But this is not convincing at all. So we'll see if I'm dead wrong. Again, I don't trade off of just my pure speculation. I trade off of key levels on the chart, right? Areas of interest. And in the middle of Bookmap, as we've pushed back and forth, dead set in the middle of the session range with a flat VWAP is really not a good spot for me to look for an entry, right? Not at all set up for me, right? Off these lows, maybe if you were like looking to get aggressively long right as we started to pop back up, something like that, with a nice tight stop loss or something, that could have been a play, but that's not enough for me, right? I said the 96s where we got a decent amount of orders sitting on Bookmap down below this session low. That would have been interesting, right? If we filled that and then we saw buyers step in, maybe there's a trade for me coming back through VWAP after filling down here, sweeping at least session lows, or we come down here, sweep overnight low, and we do what we're doing. Then maybe there's a setup through there. Those are closer to setups for me, but not this crap. Not this crap. So keeping yourself out of losing trades is as important as putting on good trades. Keeping yourself out of bad losing trades is just as important as taking good losing trades and good winning trades. Right? I was talking about this yesterday with a trader. we're going to take L's, right? We're going to take plenty of L's. We need the capital to take good losses where everything sets up, lines up. You're like, I'm putting that bad boy on. This is exactly what I look for. And then it doesn't work. You need capital for that. And if you waste it on, it's 1024 and the market's just chopped around and we're back at VWAP long, and then you take L's doing that crap, when you actually have to take good losses, you've already had so many execution errors and errors in trading, just you doing something that should not have generated a loss, but you generated a loss of capital. That can be death of an account. That can not allow you to really grab onto that consistency, right? And just break into profit. As difficult as that is. And that looks different for everybody. Some guys are hyper scalpers. They're much higher frequency than me. I'm here on the 1 minute time frame. I look for trades pretty aggressively, right? If you go back and watch some of the live sessions, I'm jumping in, right as we're coming into a level aggressively, looking long, short, whatever it is. But if the market doesn't set up for me at all, I have no trade sessions. I hang out and I wait. And maybe it sets up into the afternoon, right? And rather have taking a loss first, I now have a bullet in the chamber ready to go to take a good trade, right? So that's kind of the thought process. I try not to have them. I'm trading live with you guys. I know I talk about this a lot. As soon as I put a trade on, view count jumps, subscribers, likes, everybody gets hyped up. I get to manage a trade live. You get to see your winner or loss. I try not to just gamble for no reason, right? If we want to do that, you guys can flip a coin. We can throw we can literally do it today if you wanted to. We can throw a long or short in the chat. We'll throw a 1-to-1 on and we can watch it play out. And we can say, yay, we got it right, or oh, we got it wrong. Just for fun. But that's what I would be doing right here off of VWAP. Not really taking an educated trade. My theme song, Staying Alive. Yeah, right. You guys are saying right. Yes. Yep. Should try CVD in your main chart. Yeah, I run it on Bookmap. I run it on Bookmap on the bottom. I can show you guys what that looks like in just a minute. But off to the side is convenient enough for me. But yeah, you can get cumulative volume delta outside of Bookmap. That's not like a proprietary Bookmap thing either. I'm partnered with Bookmap, affiliated. I stand to make money, but I'll always tell you what I think. Bookmap's really cool for the heat map. There's other heat maps out there also, but Bookmap's a popular one. A lot of add-in tools. It's very all-encompassing if you want to get advanced with it. I use it very, very simply, very dumb guy way. But nice. Out of my hands, and now like a vulture hovering around the charts looking for my setup. Seems like it's coming, thankfully. Nice. But yeah, see, again, like that's Kingpin. That's how it goes, right? We sit patiently, and especially if you go a day without a trade or something, the next day we get like more and more like jacked up, right? We get less and less patient, more anxious, and we want to put a trade on, right? And maybe you're more inclined, the way I have been sometimes, to put a trade on when there's not something there. And you go back and you look at it and you go, I took an L on that. Why did I put that trade on? Or maybe you take a win, which is almost even worse because then you get that positive reinforcement to break a rule, to put a trade on when there's no setup there, just to gamble, and that's not cool to do. That's not cool to do either. Let's see what we got, chat. Hanging out watching this one start to drift back up higher on pretty low volume. Yeah, not a whole lot out of this market, man. We may be in for just some chop here. I really don't have any setup on this. If we come back all the way up through the highs and we really start pushing towards the upside, I don't know that I'm going to have anything too clean, to be honest. We sell off really aggressively. I'm not really too much in favor of a long down there. So getting to that point, I want to see if we come back up through these tens, what we look like price action, volume wise, as it looks like we're going to try it. I could still consider a short on a sweep of these highs one more time, but not too exciting of price action and structure today. Really not too exciting. Nothing too crazy. What do you guys think? I'll throw it in the chat. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Let's get your opinion. Let's get the poll going. Hang tight. Let's get the up or down. Long America or short it to hell. Polls in the chat. What do you guys think? What would you, I know a lot of you always say, I don't think anything. I don't know. Sideways, to the right. If you're throwing a trade on here, let me know what you think. Waiting for Trump news. What do we got coming up, Andrew? What's the Trump news coming out? Or just waiting for any Trump news, which we see every day nowadays. Why I'm an ES chart looking almost the same shape that is. Yep. One more dippy, please. Bob Smith says one more dippy. Yeah, give us a dip, man. I would buy it. That's what DraftKings is for. Yep, gambling. Yep. Andrew Baggs, Taco Trader. Any news. Yeah, there you go. Waiting for any news, right? Like, that's what happens, though. I mean, like... we're all minding our business. We're all hanging out. Wait, no, where is it? There we go. We're all hanging out. Oh! Here it is yesterday. We're hanging out again. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. The funniest one was the dip on the, on Powell stepping down, and it wasn't even real. Like, the market dipped on that, and then it was like, they were like, no, wait a minute, that's not real. I'm like, what the hell, man? Yeah, these markets are wild, man. Wild ride. Let's see what you guys got to say. Long America, but not by much. We got a poll in chat. Go ahead, answer that one, guys, if you're bored. Long America, 62%. Short it to hell, say 38. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I'll tell you what, guys. I was gonna save this one for tomorrow, but I'm feeling generous today. I'm feeling like we need to have some fun. This market's boring the hell out of me. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, where's the damn graphic? Where'd the graphic go? There we go. We're going to say we got, how many people on stream? We got 65 people on stream. Go ahead and like the stream wherever you're at. If we get to 65 likes, we will drop a giveaway in the chat. We'll drop a form to get filled out. We'll get somebody funded here. Random days, random times. Today is one of those random days and random times. We do these every week. Go ahead and get the like button smashed. If you want this one to drop, no purchase necessary. Somebody will get funded with a $50K straight to funded account right here, right now. Let's see if we can run the likes up a little bit on this stream, and we'll run it back. Just did one. Did we do one yesterday? I forget. I think I did one yesterday. Yeah, we'll run it back. We're going to have fun this week. We'll get one done today. Maybe we'll have a big week. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow. I don't know. Got to be on here to find out, guys. But if you guys get that one filled out, we'll drop a giveaway. Straight from Top One Futures. Shout out to Top One Futures. If you want to just check them out yourself, I posted this up before. 45% off is ending tomorrow night, Friday at 11:59 p.m. I will throw this in the chat for y'all. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. This one is for 30% off the end of day trailing drawdown, the OG accounts. But go ahead, get the stream liked if you want this one to run. We'll drop it at 65 likes. We'll get one done. Sir, can we do other than instant funding? Instant funding is too hard. What would be easier? The challenge account from top one? You would prefer the elite challenge account? It's an interesting question. The instant funded rather than the straight to funded is obviously, in my humble opinion, an advantage. If you were just going to get given an account, obviously one's more expensive than the other. Hell crash, yes. You know what? This is interesting. Yo, chat. Let me ask this question to you guys because I'll give you guys what you want. There's no problem. We'll listen to the people. Would you guys prefer I gave away challenge accounts on these streams over instant funded accounts? In my book, I'm taking an instant funded account any day. But would you want a challenge account? Now remember, with a challenge account, if you get given one, if you pass, you still have to pay an activation fee. You still have to pay a $150 activation fee, right? If I gave you a combine. Yeah, okay. So the chat's in agreement here. Don't nobody freak out. But if you want, I'm just curious, if you all wanted challenge accounts, I could probably make that happen for you. I could probably give away more challenge accounts just because the value is way less than I do instant fundeds. But I see everybody give away challenge accounts. I've given away a ton in the past. Yeah, poll it, please. We'll poll it. Hang on. We'll poll this one in. In chat. Yeah, so most of you guys so far said instant funded. Again, for me, dollar-wise, you're winning more if you get an instant funded account. But I gotta ask you guys, right? We gotta listen to the people. All right, go ahead. Poll is in the chat. This is a good question, guys. Poll is in the chat. You guys prefer a straight to funded or a challenge account? Now, remember, technically, I could give away more challenge accounts than I could instant fundeds if I was just putting them apples to apples. The instant challenges are very inexpensive. We could do 50K challenge accounts probably at twice the volume that we do instant fundeds. But we're talking about if you have to take a challenge now. And if you fail it, it's worth nothing. If you pass it, you still have to pay for an activation fee. Everybody gives out challenge accounts for those reasons. They're just inexpensive, easy to give out, right? The instant fundeds, I think, are badass because you're straight into a funded account. You're trading right towards, profit that you could stand to withdraw if you follow the rules, meet the consistency, all that type of stuff. There's no additional fee. I think that's pretty sweet. But if you guys are looking for the challenge account, it's something we could talk about, something we could look at. I went for the 50Ks as well because the 150Ks are sweet, but the 50Ks have a really cool max loss limit to profit target ratio. Really large amount that you could pull out relative to profit. So let's see what you guys say. You guys are throwing up. Straight to funded all the time. Where can I find instant funded account? What company? Yeah, the link in chat. The link pinned to the top of this chat, Lewis. Top One Futures right here. What I'm showing you on screen. There you go. Top One Futures code RDF. Link in the chat if you want to check it out and support your boy. That's what we got going on here, guys. I'm gonna comment on what I just saw in here. I'll throw it in here. Here it is again for you, Lewis. Much harder. So instant fundeds versus challenge accounts, right? If you're putting, for example, Top One Futures side by side, what is harder in the instant funded versus an elite challenge account, for example? The consistency rule that you have to deal with is very similar. The straight to funded Sim Pro, the one that I'm giving away on here, you do have an intraday trailing drawdown. You have an equity stability score. So that stuff definitely could be considered harder. You have an edge. One of the only streamers that gives away funded accounts. Yeah. Again, if you were comparing it against like a Top Step combine, for example, if you get into, that's their only model. If you get into one of those accounts into the funded account, there is no consistency rule. So, that could be considered a lot different. But let's see what you guys say. LOL, any, pull it, please. No challenge. My life has been a challenge. Instant funded, I'll take any. I prefer whatever you give me. But I prefer instant funded. That's cool. Instant funded, I'm all challenged out. Instant funded account, instant. So restricted in my country of residence, Panama. Sorry about that. Yeah. Tired of rules, tired of drawdown, do some research on the rules on each account before you buy anything. Yeah. What's up? Greeting from Colombia. What's going on? Yeah, some countries are restricted, Lewis. Sorry to hear that, man. I don't know. You could check some other ones out there, just futures funding companies. You could type in literally Google instant funded companies, and check and see if there's something that's not listed. But yeah, interested to hear. So to the one person, check this out, bro. I'll do you a favor. Hell Crasher. If you win today, if you get the form and you win, I'll let you pick. You can do the Elite Challenge account if you don't want the straight to funded account. Right? I'll make it easy for you. If you win and you want the Elite Challenge account, you can have the Elite Challenge account. You have to pay for your own activation fee if you pass it, but if you prefer that one over the straight to funded Sim Pro, that's fair. And there could be reasons that you want that, right? You don't want to deal with an intraday trailing drawdown. You would prefer to take a challenge and pass it in a day. You want a wider consistency rule rather than an ESS. There's certain reasons for that, for sure. So anyway, guys, we're going to run a giveaway if we run the likes up. We had some people hop on and off. We got like 45 people. If everybody hits like right now on YouTube, a form will drop. You guys don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And free means free. I'm here hanging out free. But if you want the giveaway, that's all I ask for. Some likes. You guys smash the likes. I'll add them up. If you're on X and you want to hit the like button, if you're on Kick and you want to hit the like button, go ahead, hit like, throw something in the chat in Kick, maybe. I don't know if you can like anything on Kick. I'm not that familiar with Kick. We just started streaming on there. I know you can follow, but throw something in the chat, throw a thumbs up. We'll add some stuff up, and we'll get somebody funded here. As we watch this market climb back up to highs, man. 64.08. Yeah, again, really not much for me. This is looking like we want to go and grab these 15s on a not so crazy CVD. Looks like NQ chopped its way back up as well, just going around the horn. Not a whole lot for me here, guys. Choppy so far, maintaining this uptrend structure, looking like we want to come back through these highs. I'm still interested to see if we crack to the upside, what happens. We could be in for the market making its decision and really moving to all-time highs and just continuing. So a little more cautious short in that, but we'll have to see. The IF, if you trade with smaller position sizes, I trade with with whoever wins and buys and buy the challenge account. I will trade with whoever wins. Nice. That sounds good. Options are good. Nice. We got some offers in the chat from guys. Yeah, like while we're waiting for some likes, guys, if you want to check this out, like we can look at this together real quick. So here's the top one site, and I got a bunch of videos on this. Again, we got a giveaway rolling coming up soon. If you guys smash the like button, I repeat it 30 times so we know what's up. Here's the site, right? Here's the 3 different account types. The straight to funded Sim Pro, and I got videos on this, but just to break it down really quickly, if you're considering these or looking at it, straight to funded Sim Pro is an instant funded account, right? Straight to funded account. The instant Sim funded is an instant funded account, right? No challenge, no activation fee. The one-step Elite Challenge is a challenge account. You are trading to take a test first. Remember, code RDF is going to beat these prices on here if you want to check it out. Also, remember, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money from Top 1 Futures. I can't be unbiased as I'm showing you this stuff. Important for me to note that. Do your own research. Come all the way up here to the top and look at the frequently asked questions. Read through all of the rules. Always decide this stuff before you buy anything for yourself. But just to compare these real quick. Straight to sim funded pro between instant funded, main differences. Price is going to be cheaper on the straight to funded sim pro than the instant sim funded. You can see that. The drawdown on some of these is going to be a little bit wider on the instant sim funded. Big difference here, end of day trailing drawdown versus intraday trailing drawdown. Intraday trailing drawdown on unrealized profit. That's harder, objectively harder in my opinion. You might not think so, but that's my thought. Again, you pay for it on the price. So advantage instant sim funded. Also, minimum trading days to pay out. You could take this off on the instant sim funded. You can pay for it to be removed at checkout with anytime payouts. Otherwise, it's just 10 minimum trading days. On the straight to sim funded pro, you have 10 minimum trading days and 7 profitable days. You have to at least put up, for example, if you're trading a 50K account, at least 7 $50 green days. Advantage sim regular instant funded. Also advantage regular instant funded. You got an equity stability score on the straight to funded pro. On the instant sim, it's just a standard consistency. Big advantage on the straight to funded pro. You can copy trade up to 7. Instant sim funded, you can only copy trade up to 3. So different, right? Just different for different people. Like there's probably an account that's going to work for you personally on here that's going to work better with your approach, your strategy, better than another one. Decide what that is. Maybe none of them work for you at all. That's up for you to decide, right? The challenge account advantages is you can get in cheaper if you are able to pass them, very well. Wider consistency rule, which is pretty sweet. Outside of that, it's very similar to the instant sim funded end of day trailing drawdown. The max loss limit is similar. The no daily loss limit. The profit target before you can take a payout, minimum trading days. All of that is pretty similar. So. Anyway, worth noting on these ones, so you can take a look for yourself. Again, links in the chat. You want to check this out. Again, decide for yourself, right? You might say, nah, bro, 20% consistency doesn't work for me on any of these. 25 doesn't work. I'm a home run hitter. I got a very low, win rate, high risk to reward system. None of these work for me. I got to trade a no consistency account. I got to take a challenge, and that's my thing. Nothing wrong with that, right? Decide for yourself. You might say, those are perfect. I hate taking challenges, wasting time. I want to go directly into a funded account, but I like end-of-day trailing drawdown. I don't want any intraday trailing drawdown, and I just want a regular standard consistency score, 20%. I know exactly what I need to do. Boom, instant funded is for you. You might say, I'm a savage, and I want to copy trade 7 accounts. Maybe the pro account is for you, the 150Ks. Up to you. Go for the 10 days. Trust me, I'm on day 64. Yeah. Again, that add-on, I would say you got to be a really advanced trader to want to do that, right? Most traders, do you need that? Are you usually taking payouts every week from other, prop firms, other accounts? If not, maybe you grain of salt that, but it's up to the trader, So let's see what we got. Just tagged up 5 points, 2 done for the day. Nice, Tom. Very nice. Got myself in the trailing stop. So happy to leave it and see what it does. Very nice. What's the kick stream name? Real Deal Zach. Yeah, Real Deal Zach. If you want to check that out, I'll throw that link in the main chat as well. But yeah, we're live on Kick every day now. Kick is a lower latency, just so you guys know. I don't want to knock X or X has a gnarly lag. YouTube ain't bad, but Kick is no ads and lowest latency. So if you guys want to check it out, I've been streaming to all of those. I will actually throw this in the X chat for any of you guys that want to check this out. There's a pretty serious delay on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know that or not. But you guys choose whatever is most convenient for you. I just appreciate you being here, which is why I'm happy to stream to everything. Maybe one day we'll do something a little bit different. We'll have a preference. But if you want to check out Kick, I'm going to throw that link in the chat in Twitter. If you want to check out my YouTube and you're on Twitter, I will also throw this in the chat because none of these messages show up from what I put in the chat or anybody else's, I think. I don't even know if those showed up, but there we go. Pushing the 6410s here on ES. Yeah, guys. Maybe the 15s for a short, but at this point, we're breaking the upside now on some volume. long on the way back up from VWAP would have been a decent play, but not a setup for me. Not sweeping session lows, not sweeping overnight lows, nothing there for me. So hanging out with you guys, see when we get as we crack to the upside here, and gonna give away an account. Let's see where we're at with likes. We have 60 likes. We're gonna drop an account. Let me get this form ready for you guys. We'll get it rolling. You guys are slacking today. You guys are slacking on likes today. But let's get this rolling. Hang on one second, guys. Get the form filled out. We'll get somebody funded in here. Where are we at? Let's watch the market as we are starting to push to the upside. Getting this form ready for you guys. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Let's see what we got. YM takes a sweet time, but it pays. Scott, you in it, boss? Brian says, YM, I love you. Looking for a ring for her as we speak. Yeah, YM paid you guys on the longs. I don't know, man. We got a little bit of liquidity coming off the book up here. I don't know about shorting this after a pullback down. I might try it. I don't. I'm not too confident in it though. I really don't love this up here. It's not bad on CVD dropping off. Let's take a look. Yeah, no, the initial play was this one. We just didn't get it. So I'm gonna hang tight on this. I don't think I'm gonna get an entry on this one. All right, guys. Here we go. You guys, you didn't hit 60 likes, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway because I'm a nice guy, and we're gonna run it anyway. You guys tried, and you did as good as you could do. We'll run this for you guys. Let me just make sure we got the form ready to go. Cool. All right, guys. Giveaway form about to go live. Remember, here's the rules. Only fill it out one time. Only fill it out one time. Don't spam this bad boy. Let me throw this up. You will get a straight to funded Sim Pro account with, if you win, if you pick your number, which I'm going to ask you to do, everybody can pick one number. I'd probably go between 2 and 40 today. You can pick your number. If you win and you pick your number, not just if you pick your number. If you win and you pick your number, I'll hook you up with a bonus cash giveaway. That's going to be the deal. So we got the form loaded up, ready to roll, going live in the chat right now. Form is live in the chat. Go ahead and get that one filled out, guys. If you want to, you don't have to do anything. Free means free. Go ahead and throw your number in the chat, your lucky number as well. We'll pin that to the top. Looks like you guys, I'm looking at the poll, looks like you guys all want these straight to funded accounts and not the challenge account. To that one gentleman that wanted a challenge account instead, if you win and I notice that it's you, just let me know that it's you. I'll give you a challenge account. That's fine. If you value that higher. Let me go ahead and get this over to the boys and girls on X. Will be non-discriminatory, but soon you guys are going to have to be on YouTube because I'm tired of doing this. All right, let's get it rolling. All right, X giveaway form is in the chat as well. You guys can get that one filled out. If you'd like, again, you don't got to do anything. You can do whatever you want to do. Free means free. Be hanging out, giving away accounts, whether or not you guys. Whoa, I got the feedback on that one. We'll be giving them away either way. All right, let's see. You guys got your numbers thrown up. Nice. We see some responses rolling in. Very nice. We'll give you guys about 15 minutes to get this one filled out. We'll say at 11:10 we will drop the winner. We'll do the random giveaway. We'll get somebody funded. You guys threw your numbers in the chat. Very nice. Very nice. Happy to be giving these ones away, man. I love giving stuff away. It's fun. I used to appreciate it when I was on live streams. Chance to win a giveaway. Chance to get funded with an instant funded. I think it's sweet. Again, if you guys are here, tell your friends. Don't tell your friends. There's not a lot of people that hop on my live streams. Like I'm looking right now, 50 on YouTube. We got like 30 on X. Yeah, 30 on X. A little more on Kick. I think this is arguably, well, now it jumped a little bit. We got like 55 on YouTube. I think this is arguably the best odds to win an instant funded account. I gave one away today. I gave one away yesterday. I see the same names and faces on here. I think you guys got really good chances. I'm biased, right? It's my stream. I'd prefer you be hanging out with me, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Look at the numbers on some of those Twitter giveaways when the prop firm says, hey, pick, a couple winners and, we'll give out a couple challenge accounts. I don't know. I'm on here giving away 50K instant funded accounts every week on stream. I think it's pretty good odds. I'll leave it up to you guys. So we'll give you guys a little bit of time to get that filled out and go from there. Taking a look at a couple messages here. As we are pushing highs here, man. As we are starting to push highs. All right, guys, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for this giveaway. We got 45 responses in this bad boy. We've got live giveaway form rolling right now, 46 rolling. So if you're picking a number between 2 and 47 so far. If you already picked one, go ahead and pick a different one. But let me get this form rolling. Random number generator getting loaded up. We'll get somebody funded. Yeah, again, man, this market to the upside, not really going to hit my level that I want to see. 64.15. kind of just drifting higher. How we get to a level is just as important as, you know, actually getting to the level. So this one's kind of interesting. I'm not really confident in it now as we just drift higher on the day. I'd still somewhat be interested up there if we get a little bit of a crack higher on a potential short back down to VWAP, back down into this range. Ooh, that's some volume. There we go, towards the 15s. Let's see. Jumping back over. Yeah, CVD jumped heavy on that one, guys. We got a lot of volume that came in. That could just be a move to the upside, but that feels like there could be some news behind that. Could be a driver behind that that could really start to force this even higher. So I'm gonna stay patient to see what happens as we crack these highs. I'm still looking to fade this, which is an absolutely psycho move to do. I'm gonna be really cautious. It would be really a far extended type of move, but that CVD jumped heavy on volume. We had a lot of buyers step in right there. You could see it on traditional volume down here as well. So I'm gonna be cautious here. All right, but while we're doing that, what did we say? 15 minutes, 11:01. While we're doing that, we will we'll get ready to get this one rolling. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Give you about 5 more minutes. All right, let's see. Grabbing the 64.15s. Ooh, starting to get a little bit flat up here. We could go and grab the 25s. I might throw one on for you guys. I might throw one on for the boys and girls. See what we got. That looks like a decent level. Crazy, could be crazy to short this pop though. I'm gonna wait to see what happens up here, but I'm looking at a potential reversion up here. That was really strong movement up into this. Oh, let's see the 15s hold. Let's see. Did we get a trade on here late? This is dicey play. CVD started to drop off here. I just want to see if we are really just going to hold this and blast off. again, man, my trade on ES is really from the extremes back down to the mean. So I'm going to fade moves to the upside. I'm going to fade moves to the downside. It's when we trend, it's not going to work. When we revert, it works nicely. The fucking 15s are going to be it, huh? Looking at this short, guys. I know we got the giveaway coming up. I said right around this time, so just give me a minute while I'm eyeballing a short here, and we will get this giveaway form loaded up and rolling. If you are late to the show, it's giveaway time. Where is it? Where is it? It's giveaway time. Get the form filled out in the chat. It's pinned to the top. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is in the chat as well. Throw your number in the chat. Only fill it out one time. Only throw one number in the chat. I think we got between like numbers. Let me look real quick. Yeah, between 2 and 49 right now. But outside of that, I'm eyeballing a trade here. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of like this, guys. I kind of like this.
Order filled.
I'm trying this short from up here, guys. Call me crazy. I'm going to short this bad boy. I am short from 64.13.5. Unless it plays out very quickly, it's probably going to be one that I run through the end of the stream, kind of like yesterday, but maybe we get a reversion here. I like the way that sellers have stepped in. I like what I'm seeing on the volume side of things. The CVD dropped off pretty heavy after we grabbed those 15s. It's the area that on my chart I've been looking for all day. If we pop to the upside really aggressively through the 25s, I am dead wrong. This is just going to be a big drive higher, huge bullish bar, off to the races. If we come back down in and consolidate, chop around VWAP, I'm making money, right? Simple as that. On a trend day, big push to the upside where we just continue in one direction, I'm wrong, right? On a day where we come back in, we revert, we consolidate, we kind of chop around, I'm making money. Can't have it both ways unless you trade both ways very quickly. But for me, that's my setup. Waited for us to get there, waited for some reaction, waited for CVD to start to drop off, price action, market structure start to slow down. Let's see if we can't get somewhat of a turn back down in towards those prior day high. Overnight high even would just give me a way to grab some profit on this bad boy, if not all the way back down to VWAP. If we just continue with some force here, I am out for an L. But that's my trade today on these accounts. So waited long enough, but we got one on. Now, let's see what we got. Chat, are you ready? It is. Now that we know what the trade is running. It is giveaway time. We have the chat, the form pinned in the chat. Excuse me, guys. Gonna get through this one. Thanks for hanging out so long. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you don't win, I'm giving away these accounts every week here on the live streams. No purchase necessary. Random days, random times, random winner. I don't pick my friends. You could ask Wolf. He's not on here right now, but He's on here every day, and he gets mad that he doesn't win, even though he's on here. And he says I should pick my friends. But let's go. Last minute to get this one filled out. If you're filling it out right now, here's your 5-second countdown before I throw it to the random number generator. Let's go. Let's go. Also, guys, throw your numbers in the chat. You know the drill. Numbers in the chat for... There we go. One person filled it out. One more person. We're done here. So funny. Every time I say it, there's like always like 2 or 3 more right at the end that roll in. I'm like, where you guys been, man? We've been doing it for like the last 20 minutes. All right. We got between numbers 2 and 50. Numbers 2 and 50. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Everybody's ready. Good luck. We are going to do random number generator first between numbers 2 and 50. Random number generator says number 8. We got a nice, wow, that's a low one. Very low one. I don't think we've had one that was an 8 so far. Let's take a look and see if anybody in the chat real quick before, nobody throw out an 8 now. Before we throw out, it's done now, guys. The form's picked. It's 8. Let's see if anybody threw out an 8. You can't call it after I say it. It's so funny. I was doing this like a week ago. I think Randy was in here. It was like number 15, and then like he put 15 and somebody else put 15. I'm like, guys, that's not how this works. Let's see. I don't see a number 8. I don't see any number 8. Oh, Polly's a number 8. We do have a number 8 from Polly. Let's see. We had a 9. Anybody else number 8? Okay. Let's see who the winner is on this one. Destin did, okay. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are close. We got the winner of 50K straight to funded. Wait a minute. Yeah, the number was 8. I almost messed that one up. Oh, it's a popular one in here. We know this guy. Andrew Baggs is number 8. Yo, did you put a 9? I think you were close. Oh, shit. Excuse my language. Congratulations, Andrew Baggs. You are the winner of the 50K straight to funded. Andrew actually put a 9 in the chat. So you're 1 away. Congrats, man. Thanks for hopping on the streams. Listen, these are non-discriminatory. I literally screenshot it just so when somebody mouths off to me and DMs me and goes, you're cheating, you pick your friends, blah, blah, blah. I just show them, like I use a Google random number generator and I do it. It's very simple. But yeah, congrats, Andrew. You actually threw a number 9 in the chat, which is crazy. So you were super close to winning the cash giveaway. Not today, but you get the straight to funded 50K. To everybody else that didn't win, remember, guys, this isn't the last time we do it. We've been doing it the last couple days. Did it yesterday. We did it today. We're going to do it tomorrow. I don't know. You got to hop on the stream to find out. 50K straight to funded giveaways. No purchase necessary. Basic contact info. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Everybody give congrats to Andrew. Real quick, remember, Andrew, follow-up is going to be after this. Give Top 1 Futures a minute. Email will come straight from them, which is why you can't use your grandma's and your mother's and your brother's emails to fill the form out. You can only have one account. But if you don't hear from them pretty quick, let me know. Shoot me a DM, Discord, here, IG, anywhere. But yeah, guys, appreciate you hopping on. We got one more day of live trading tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Next week, we'll see if we mix in some pre-market streams. I wanted to do some of those. We haven't done any of those just yet, but appreciate you guys hopping on. If you want to hop in the free Discord, hang out a second, I'll throw the link in the chat. 100% free trading Discord, not a VIP feeder program, not a course. I yap about the companies that I'm partnered and affiliated with, but that's about it. If you want to hang out and, there it is. If you want to hang out with a bunch of other traders that are on the same journey as you, ask questions, share your journey, get info on the markets, prop firms, whatever sauce that I possibly have, I try to drop that there. So, as always, appreciate you guys hopping on. Remember, guys, congrats. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Pay it forward. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Mad congrats in there. Chat, you guys are awesome. This community is great. I'm really grateful for you guys. It's such a breath of fresh air to have such an awesome, supportive, communicative community. I really appreciate everybody that hops on these sessions, that's on any of my socials, that's in the Discord. You guys are awesome. It'd be really boring doing this stuff, or really whack with a bunch of negativity and hate. So I appreciate everybody that hops on. Appreciate the haters too, man. They got to hate somebody. Remember, guys, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys hopping on. I am holding this bad boy short. Gonna see what we can do. Traveling tomorrow. I'll be streaming live with you guys in the morning, but I'll keep you guys updated. Remember, I'm still holding this bad boy short. I'm about 2 points in drawdown now. Trading the 15s, 1 point in drawdown. 1 point away from my entry, short off of the 64, 13.5. We'll see if I'm an absolute idiot for shorting all-time highs, or if I get paid like I have earlier this week. We'll find out. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you. And appreciate you guys threw a bunch of stuff in the chat. Smart sense. Yeah, guys, I'll talk to you guys soon. Somebody asked a question about a video. Hop on my YouTube. I do a ton of stuff on YouTube, a ton of videos. I got YouTube videos on pretty much everything as it relates to prop trading, rules, especially Top 1 Futures. So talk to you guys later. See you guys in Discord. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Be easy as this trade starts to move back down into profit. Talk to you guys soon.